Hey there everybody, I just did a video recently in buying the new game parts for Payoff Pitch as well as the 2017 season. So I thought I would pull out a game, and haven't played a game of Payoff Pitch in a little while, so hopefully I'm not too rusty. And this is a replay of the opening day game played April 2nd, 2017 at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's the Chicago Cubs taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitching matchup for the Cardinals is right-hander Carlos Martinez, 12-11, 3.64 ERA on the season, and for the Cubs it's left-hander Jon Lester, 13-8 with a 4.33. Before I go any further, I did want to give a shout out to Bleacher Bum Gaming. Anthony over there has done a wonderful job with Payoff Pitch and presenting the Ferguson Jenkins replay, 1969 I believe it is. Definitely does an excellent presentation of those games and gives neat little factoids throughout the game, particularly for some of the opponents that the Cubs are playing. I know he did one on Orlando Cepeda one time about somebody naming their child after Orlando Cepeda, so that was kind of neat. So if you haven't checked him out, please do, and subscribe to his channel. It's Bleacher Bum Gaming, I think it is, and his name is Anthony. And if you're not sure how to get there, just go to the search engine in YouTube and type in 1969 Payoff Pitch Ferguson Jenkins. It'll pop right up, or just Ferguson Jenkins Payoff Pitch, it'll probably pop right up in the search engine. So check him out. Did want to give a quick shout out to Anthony because he does such a great job with that. He also does some other things with play games like Red, White, and Blue Racing and some boxing and so forth. So check his channel out, support him, like his videos, and show him that you appreciate the content, because I certainly do. And we'll be right back with the starting lineups and the first pitch right after this. Okay, we're ready for the starting lineups for today's game. Leading off in left field for the Cubs will be Kyle Schwarber. Batting second at third base is Chris Bryant. Hitting third at first base is Anthony Rizzo. Batting cleanup in right field is Ben Zobrist. Hitting fifth is Addison Russell, the shortstop. Batting sixth, Jason Hayward is in center field. Wilson Contreras, the catcher, will bat seventh. And then Joe Madden, in all his so-called genius, is batting Jon Lester, the pitcher, eighth. And then Javier Baez at second base will bat ninth. And of course, Jon Lester is on the mound. For the Cardinals, leading off, center fielder Dexter Fowler. Batting second, playing shortstop, Aldemez Diaz. Batting third, playing first base, Matt Carpenter. Batting cleanup at third base, Johnny Peralta. Hitting fifth, doing the catching, Yadier Molina. Batting sixth and playing right field, Stephen Piscotty. Hitting seventh and playing second base, Jed Jerko. Batting eighth, left fielder Randall Grichuk. And batting ninth, Carlos Martinez, the pitcher. So there we go with those lineups. I do have the dice, obviously, and also have the fast action cards. So what I'm going to try to do is do sort of a hybrid. I usually just play with dice only, but today I think I'm going to give it an experiment to use the fast action cards for things like fielding checks and base runner advancement and so forth. So we'll give it a go with that and see how that goes. I'm also wanting to get more of an overhead view, so I'm going to hold the camera with my left hand and try to play the game itself one-handed. We'll see how that goes, but hopefully you get a better view, overhead view, because I always like those overhead views. And you can see the leadoff hitter Kyle Schwarber facing Carlos Martinez. And we'll go ahead and what I'll do to start the game off originally is I'll roll just the 2d6s and we'll check it against the pitcher card, and then we'll roll the 2d10s and get the final result. So first up is Kyle Schwarber, and against Carlos Martinez we got a 7. Well, 7 is right there in the tough category. You can see there right in the blue section, right in the middle, 6, 7, and 8, the most likely rolls. He finds the tough result. So we'll see what Kyle Schwarber can do with this tough pitch. And he gets a 20, because the reds are the red die is the 10s and the white die is a 0, so that's a 20. Go to Kyle Schwarber in his tough category, the blue. Look for number 20, and it falls in this 1 to 76 range, so he has just struck out, and that's kind of the way it is in Payoff Pitch. When you hit the tough category and you get a low number, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a strikeout. All right, batting second will be Chris Bryant. I'll go ahead and roll them both together now, or all four together, I should say. It's a 7, so we're back to tough again, and a 52. It's upside down. It's kind of hard to see it because it came up upside down, but it is a 52. So Chris Bryant, tough 52. It's the very last item in his strikeout. Had he rolled a 53, he would have doubled, but 52, it's another strikeout for Carlos Martinez. So he has retired the first 2 Cubbies in order on Ks. Here's Anthony Rizzo. And we get an 8, and 8 again is in the tough range, and we get a 19, another low roll. So tough 19, and he struck out the side. So found the tough category in all 3 spots, and what you might expect with those low numbers, you got 3 strikeouts. So we go to the bottom of the first, and I'll shuffle the cards over to this other side, switch the batting orders around off camera so you hopefully it doesn't seem too weird. And hopefully I'm not shaking this camera too much with my hands. Alright, so John Lester's on the mound. He'll be facing Dexter Fowler. And we get a 8. So an 8 is tough again for Lester. And again, we got a low number, 0-3. So a tough 0-3 against a left-hander. Remember, Fowler's pitching, Lester's pitching, so we got to be off the left-hand side, but still 1-38 is a strikeout. So had 4 at bats and had 4 strikeouts. That's what happens when you find the tough categories. All right, next up is Elemes Diaz. Not quite sure how to pronounce his first name. I'm just guessing. 12. All right, so 12. This time we got a wheelhouse right there in green. 12 wheelhouse. However, when you want a low number, if you're the offense, you get a high number, 69. Well, let's check Diaz in his wheelhouse against lefties. It only goes to 38. So a 69 is going to bring it right down here to a G4, which everybody who keeps score knows that's a ground out to second base. So 2 up, 2 down, and that will bring up Matt Carpenter. Carpenter, a 9 off of Lester, is in play. So we got an in play 69. So we go out in here to the lefties. In play, it only goes to 26. Most of the in plays don't go that high. Usually if we get an in play, it's usually an out. So 69 is a ground ball to short. So there you go, 3 up, 3 down for both sides. And after 1 complete here from Busch Stadium, it is scoreless. And the Cubbies, we'll see what they can do here in the top of the second as they take on Carlos Martinez. It'll be Ben Zobrist, switch hitting right fielder in this game today. He plays all over, as you can see. Alright, we got a 3. So this time 3 is in the wheelhouse on Carlos Martinez, and we get an 89 though. So when you get a high number in the wheelhouse, that's probably not going to work. 89. This only goes to 59. So 89 is a ground ball to short. So Martinez makes a mistake, but Zobrist doesn't make him pay for it. Here's Addison Russell. We get a 6, and that's back to tough again, and a 54. So Addison Russell, tough 54. Right there, 1-59 is another strikeout. So Martinez dealing. And this will be Jason Hayward. It's an 8, and that's still tough, and it's a 89. It's kind of hard to see there, turned upside down, but it is an 89. So tough 89 is going to bring it to another G4, ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Cubbies here in the second, just much like the first. So we go to the bottom of the second, no score. And for the Cardinals, it will be Johnny Peralta to lead off against Lester. And we get a 6. So Lester is in the tough. 96 though, so 96 is way out of range on the tough. Tough, he got a single in 82 and that was it. So a 96 is going to make it a fly to left. So he flies to left, 1 away, brings up Yadier Molina, future Hall of Fame catcher. 2 is the wheelhouse for Lester, and the roll is a 13. So low numbers in the wheelhouse are usually good for the hitters. Go over to Yadier Molina. His wheelhouse for home runs is 1-57. 13 is well within that. So Yadier Molina grabs a hold of a Lester mistake pitch, drives one into the center field bleachers or left field bleachers or wherever it went. And it's 1-0 Cardinals. Here's the left fielder. Speaking of left field, right fielder, Stephen Piscotty. 2 is in the wheelhouse again. And again, it's an 07. It's a low number. So Piscotty is going to go back to back because his wheelhouse goes to 12. 7 falls within that. So Lester didn't learn from his last pitch, makes another mistake pitch. And the Cardinals go back to back jacks and take a 2-0 lead. That'll bring up Jed Jerko, second baseman. It's a 3, and a 3 is defense. So we've got a defensive check. So this time we'll bring in the fast action cards. So on the defense, we are checking an error rate on the third baseman. An error rate on the third baseman. The third baseman in this game for the Cubbies is Bryant, and he is a 3. So we go to Busch Stadium, look at his error 3. That means a 1 to 44, he commits an error. 45 or higher, he makes the play. The 2 D10s was a 42. So that is in fact an error on Chris Bryant, and now we need to see what kind of an error, so we'll flip over another fast action card. The error says 1 base, so it's a 1 base error, E5 on Chris Bryant. So a little bit of shakiness there for the Cubbies. Home runs and errors. Now we got the left fielder Randall Grichuk. Still nobody out. Oh, there's only 1 out rather. 4 is Patient. First patient one we've had today. 32, Grichuk Patient in the yellow against the lefty. 32, 1 to 33, fits right in there. It's a walk. So we got a walk, and that puts 2 on with nobody out, and the pitcher coming up, Martinez. Now he is a good hitting pitcher. He does hit off pitcher hitting card number 9, but even good hitting pitchers are going to do much better, or not as good as a regular position player. So he's going to be bunting. And the bunt rating, however, for him is a D, so it's not very good. So you wonder if he should bunt or not. You know what? They're going to take a chance and have him swing away while Lester is being a little wild here. So they're going to go ahead and let him swing away. Might be a mistake, but we'll do it anyway. It's an 8. So 8, tough. Anytime you get a tough on a pitcher hitting card, almost guaranteed to be a strikeout. In this case, a 37 is definitely within the strikeout range. So Carlos Martinez, there was already 1 out. If there were no outs, I might have bunted, but since there was already 1 out, it really doesn't serve a whole lot of purpose to bunt there. Here's Fowler, back to the top of the order. 11 is Patient, and a 35. Patient 35. Now, since the 35 came up, might be a good time to reference something that sometimes I blow past and miss, and that's the wild pitch ratings. Pitchers have their wild pitch rating on their card they have a range from 30 to 39, or it could just be a single number like this one is for 30. And if the runners are on base and you roll that range, it's a wild pitch. But in this case, it's 35. I would have needed a 30 to have a wild pitch. So this is a 35, so we just keep going as normal. And the roll was Patient. So Patient 35 is another walk, as Dexter Fowler finds the walk category. And that will load the bases with 2 outs. Lester may need a visit from the pitching coach here, as Lemus Diaz is up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. We get a 9, and a 9 is in play. And we get a low number in play, 11. 11 in play is a base hit. Base hit right there. Now I have 2 options. I could either use the low die of the D6s to check runner advancement, or I can use the fast action cards. And alternately, there are 2 outs. So anybody with a run rating of 6 or higher is going to automatically score from second. Grichuk does have a 6 run rating, so he will score from second base. I don't even have to check anything. But I will check to see about the runner Fowler. So what I'm going to do is come over here and flip over a fast action card. Runner on first advances 1 base. Okay, so we know that Fowler gets his 1 base on the Diaz single. So Diaz with the single. But we know that obviously from third base, I'm trying to write this in as I'm looking through the camera, be a little bit confusing here. And it's 2 RBIs from the second place hitter. Kind of rough looking, but good enough for now, I guess. And now we get the number 9 hitter, the 9th man to bat in the order, Matt Carpenter. Cardinals now lead it 4-0 with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Here's Carpenter. That is an 8 for Lester. That's just tough. 92, tough 92 is out of range, so we come over here, it's a fly to right, and the inning is over. So the Cardinals sent 9 to the plate, 4 crossed on 2 home runs, and at the end of 2 complete, score is St. Louis 4, Chicago nothing. Okay, change some lighting around. Don't know if this is going to be better or worse. We'll find out. Right now, Martinez enjoying a 4-0 lead. We'll be facing Wilson Contreras, followed by Lester. That's a 12 on Martinez. That's patient 15. Patient 15 is a walk. So a leadoff walk to Contreras. That'll bring up Lester. And Lester uses pitcher hitting card number 6, I believe, or is it 5? Let's take a look here. Pitcher hitting card number 6. Down 4-0. He's going to go ahead and bunt though. So his bunt rating is a B. So we'll go to our bunt chart, and actually what I'll do is I'll use the fast action cards. How about that? So the bunt is going to be off of a B, so what we're going to do is flip the fast action card and check this category here to see what a B bunter would do, and then this will tell you who fields it. So we flip it over, and we get it's a good sacrifice hit to the catcher. So in this case, we get a sacrifice hit, we'll call it 2-4, and we get a runner at second with 1 out. And that brings up the number 9 hitter, Javier Baez. It's a 7, which is tough, and an 81. Tough 81. Well, the tough went up to 77, but he just missed it. 81, fly to center, and that is out number 2. So 2 down. It's up to Kyle Schwarber. Keep things going. 7 is tough again, and that's a 13, and you know what low numbers and tough mean. That's a strikeout. So Martinez keeps the pressure on, and the Cardinals keep the pressure on as they lead the Cubs by the score of 4-0. And Lester looking to rebound from that horrendous inning. We'll see what he can do. He's going to be facing Johnny Peralta. Peralta led off last inning. It's a 4, and a 4 is patient, but a 0-9, that usually means a walk, and it does. 1-17 would be a walk, and that's what he found. So it's a leadoff walk to Peralta. Not a good way to start if you're Lester. He may need relief early. Here's Yadier Molina. Molina, a 6 is tough. 12, that will help him out. Tough 12 against a left-hander. 1-25 is a strikeout. So Molina down on strikes. Brings up Piscotti. Let's push this up. Maybe you can see both in the same shot here. All right. 6 is tough, and an 0-4, that's a strikeout. So 2 down. Is Lester trying to get out of this? Here is Jerko. Oops, Jerko, it's a 5 and a 20. So 5 is ballpark and a 20. Well, go to ballpark, and Jerko's a right-handed hitter. 20 wheelhouse is 1-40, so he found the wheelhouse. So now we're going to re-roll for the wheelhouse, and Jerko's pretty good against lefties on his wheelhouse. 1-60 would be a home run. 1-60 would be a home run. It's an 80 though, so an 80 still gets him a base hit. Jerko against a lefty gets a base hit. 80 against a righty who'd have been out, but here it's a base hit, so it's a single. Now we got to check runner advancement, so we'll go to our chart here, and it says here runner on first advances 1 base. Now some people play it, since it was a wheelhouse, you automatically would get 2 bases, but I'm just playing at 1 base, particularly since Peralta only runs at a 4. Just seems to be more realistic that way. So Jerko gets the base hit, runners at first and second, 2 outs, and it'll be up to Randall Grichuk. Grichuk, 6 is tough. 52 against a lefty. Tough 52 is a strikeout. 1-69. takes care of that, and the inning is over. So Lester redeems himself just a little bit, gets out of that mess, and we will go to the top of the fourth. Carlos Martinez back on the bump will be facing Chris Bryant. So it'll be Bryant, Rizzo, and Zobrist. Get a 5, that's ballpark, but it's a 99, so that's going to be in the in-play category. We'll re-roll for in-play result, and we get an 84. In-play 84 for Bryant, well out of range. 84 is a ground ball to short. So Chris Bryant grounds out to the shortstop Diaz for 1 away. Here's Rizzo. Rizzo, 10 and a 62. 10 is patient, 62 patient. His very last number in his walk category, so he gets a walk. Almost got a double, but 63 would have been a double, but 62 is a walk. All right, here's Ben Zobrist, switch hitting right fielder. 2 is tough, and a 0-1. Tough 0-1 is a strikeout. I think everybody's going to strike out on a tough 0-1. I don't care if you're Babe Ruth or whoever. Here's Addison Russell. 10 is patient, 94 though, so patient 94 only goes that high to 49. 94 is a fly to left, and the inning is over. So Martinez cruising through 4 innings. He's really been in control, and he's gotten the run support to help him. So now that'll bring up Lester, and he'll be facing Martinez, who will lead off the inning under pitcher hitting card number 9. So we'll see what Martinez can do. It is a 10 and a 79. 10 is patient, 79 patient. Only goes to 40, so 79, fly to center. So it's a fly out to center field, 1 away. And we're back to the top of the order, and Dexter Fowler. Fowler, it's an 11, patient, 70. Patient 70 against a lefty is just out of range. Had it been a righty, he would have gotten a hit. Lefty, it's out of range. 70, ground ball to second. So grounds to Baez for out number 2. Brings up Aledmus Diaz. 6 is tough, and a 71. Tough 71, well out of range. 71 is another ground ball to Baez, and that's going to end the inning. So Lester seems to have settled in since that rough second inning, but the question is, has the damage been done? All right, we get on to the bottom of the top of the fifth rather, and Carlos Martinez on the bump. His fatigue rating is a 6, so this is the last inning he can go without fatigue taking effect, although since he's pitching a shutout, he'll be able to keep his fatigue ratings. Now for Lester, his fatigue rating is a 6, so this will be his last inning, and he's already given up 4 runs, so he would automatically turn to his fatigue rating if we let him go into the 6th. Just to keep that in mind. Here's Hayward. It's a 5 against Martinez. That's ballpark, but it's an 86, and that only goes to 47 on the wheelhouse, so 86 means we're in play. In play for Hayward. We get a 77 in play. It's well out of range. That is a fly to center, and 1 away. Brings up Wilson Contreras. So to 8 for Lester. I'm sorry, for Martinez. However, we got double zeros. So double zeros are the rare play. Now, I don't have an extended rare play chart like Anthony does for his game. I just have the basic one that came with the game, and we're under bases empty. So we're going to roll 2 d6s and see what the result is. It's an 8, so we go here to the thing that says rain delay. Roll 1 d10, 0 to 2, game is rained out. 3 to 5, lengthy delay, replace pitchers. 6 to 9, no effect. Alright, so we're going to see what we have here. We could have a rain delay or rain out. It's a 4. So the 4 says it's a lengthy delay, replace current pitchers. So how about that? Both pitchers are going to have to come out due to this rain delay here at Busch Stadium. So kind of unfortunate there. Carlos Martinez will not qualify for a win now because he's going to have to be replaced. He's only going to get to go 4 1/3. So I'm going to take a break and come back and get the new pitchers and get everything lined up. Okay, let's update the changes here after this rain delay. Matthew Bowman is coming in to pitch for the Cardinals, and coming in to pitch in the bottom of the inning will be Carl Edwards. Now in the batting order, John Lester's turn is coming up in 2 at-bats, so we're going to have a pinch hitter, and that pinch hitter is going to be John Jay. First, Wills Contreras is his turn to bat, as he's a 7 hitter, but John Jay will take over and pinch hit for Lester. So we're going to have Contreras, and then followed by John Jay. It's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. So here's Contreras. 1 out, bases empty, I should say. 7 on Bowman is tough, and that's an 11, so that's a strikeout. So Bowman comes in, strikes out Contreras for out number 2, and that brings up the pinch hitter John Jay. We get a 7, and that is tough, 52. But John Jay fights it off, tough 52. That's a base hit for John Jay. So tough pinch hit single for John Jay. And now that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Javier Baez. Whoa, went way off to the side here. Let's bring it back. It's a 9 and a 15. 9 is tough, and a 15 is a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. And unfortunately, like we said for Martinez, he is not going to qualify for the win because he only pitched 4 1/3. And now Carl Edwards Jr. is in, and he will be facing, for the Cardinals, Matt Carpenter to lead things off. So Carpenter starting the bottom of the 5th against Edwards. And we get an 11. 11 is ballpark 64. Ballpark 64, the wheelhouse only goes to 47, so it's in play by default. So Carpenter in play. I know my finger keeps getting in the way. 39 in play is out of range, so 39 is a pop out to the second baseman Baez. 1 away. Brings up Johnny Peralta. It's a 6, which is tough out, and a 15. 15 is a strikeout. Now what the tough out means is that, say the 2D10s had been a 40, that would have been a base hit. It would not have been a base hit. We would have gone to 40 on the out chart because tough out guarantees an out. So in this case though, it's a strikeout, so we will keep that result. For out number 2, here's Yadier Molina. 7 is patient. 63 though is out of range. His range only goes to 49. 63 is a ground ball to second, and Baez handles that, and the Cardinals are down in the 5th. So 5 complete in the books here from Busch Stadium, and the 4-0 lead is still holding up. And coming in for his second inning of work will be Bowman, and he'll be facing the top of the order, Kyle Schwarber, to lead things off. Schwarber, 9 on Bowman is tough, and it's a 79. Tough. Ooh, look at that. He would have got a single on 77, but 79, fly ball to center. So Schwarber almost got it, but almost doesn't count except in horseshoes and hand grenades. Here's Chris Bryant. 8 is patient. 57. Patient 57 is a double. Chris Bryant right there, 56 to 62, so it's a double for Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant with the 1-out double. The Cubs have something working here against Bowman. Here's Rizzo. It's an 8, which is patient, but it's a 98, so patient 98's a fly to right. 2 down, and down 4-0. Not even going to risk a run to third. So we'll keep it where he is. He's in scoring position already. Here's Zobrist. Whoa. Zobrist, a 9 is tough. 79. Tough 79 is a fly to center. And the inning is over. So Bowman did his job. He went to inning and 2/3 of shutout relief, and I'm sure he will be most likely in line for the win, assuming the Cardinals do not lose the lead. So Carl Edwards back in for his second inning of work. We'll be facing Stephen Piscotty. It'll be Piscotty, Jerko, and Grichuk, and if anybody gets on, the pinch hitter for Bowman. So we got an 8, and 8 is tough out. It's a 61. Tough 61 would have been a single for Piscotti, but since we're in the tough out, we drop down to the out range. 61 is a fly to right. That's where that tough out comes into play. One away, and I apologize for shaking the camera so much. This may not be a good way to do these videos, I don't know. I'm always experimenting. 7 is patient. 25. Patient 25 is a walk. So it's a 1 out walk. 2 Jerko. Brings up Grichuk. And a pinch hitter in the wings, Matt Adams for the Cardinals. Alright, we get a 3, which is tough, and a 73. Tough 73 is a strikeout for Grichuk. 2 down. And now we will get a pinch hitter, Matt Adams. He will come in and pinch hit for Bowman. So Matt Adams will be the new pinch hitter. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Cardinals in the 7th. Right now it is Matt Adams facing Carl Edwards. And he's got a 7, which is patient, and a 21. Patient 21 is a walk. You see he hardly faced any lefties in this thing. So it is a walk. And that's going to put runners at first and second with 2 outs for the top of the order and Dexter Fowler. And we get an 8, which is tough out, 97. It's already in out range. It's a fly to left, and the inning is over. So Carl Edwards does his job, 2 innings of shutout relief. So we'll go to the 7th with the score, Cardinals 4, Cubs nothing. We'll be right back with the pitching change. Alright, top of the 7th, and new pitcher for the Cardinals. I'm going to butcher his name, I'm sure. Sam Tuivalala against Addison Russell. And we get a 8, which is ballpark, and a 50. So Russell, a right-handed hitter, ballpark wheelhouse only goes to 40, so we're in play for Russell. His in-play results are 24, so that's still good for a base hit. So Addison Russell, a leadoff single. That'll bring up Jason Hayward, center fielder. That is a 5, which is patient, and a 30. But 30 is a wild pitch. You see there? Remember I was talking about earlier the wild pitch rating? 30 through 32, when a runner's on base, that is a wild pitch. That is a 30. So Tuivalala uncorks one. And Hayward's still at bat with a runner at second now. And we get a 6, which is tough 78. Tough 78 is a fly to center. That is out number 1. And down 4-0. Like I said, we're not going to take chances on the bases. Here's Contreras. 7 is in play. It's an 18. In play 18 is a base hit. Now we'll check runner advancement using the fast action cards and see what we get. So we go over to the fast action card. Run on second scores. So the Cubs get their first run thanks in large part to that wild pitch that put him in that position. So an RBI single by Contreras, and now we're at the pitcher spot. And since the 8th man is in the order, it kind of messed me up on my thing. I should have put the 9th guy down here, and I didn't do it. Got to learn these things. When your pitcher bats 8th, it's probably better to put the 9th guy down here and leave you some space. So I'm just going to have to skip down here and put the pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter is going to be Tommy La Stella. So La Stella is going to pinch hit for the pitcher Edwards. So we're just going to put La Stella down here and just know he's in the 8th position. So La Stella stepping to the plate. It is a 9, which is in play, and 96. In play 96 is a fly to right, and that's going to be out number 2. And now we'll go back to the top of the order for, I'm sorry, not the top of the order, number 9 here, Javier Baez. This pitcher batting 8th thing is screwing me up. 4 is tough. Tough 50 for Baez is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. But the Cubs do pick up a run, thanks to, in large part, to the wild pitch and then the single by Contreras. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Cubs, and that is going to be Koji Urahara, former Red Sox pitcher, Koji Urahara. So Urahara is in. Let's try to keep the deficit right where it is. And he'll be facing second man in the order, Diaz. So Yahara against Diaz. It's a 2, which is tough, 41. Tough 41. Diaz fights it off for a base hit. So Diaz, his second hit of the game, fought off the tough pitch, got the base hit. Here is Carpenter. 7, which is tough, 65. Didn't get it this time. 65 is out of range. 65 is a ground ball to short. And I've got my option. I can either use the dice or the double, check the double play rating against the dice, or go back to a fast action card. I'm going to go and use the dice this time. So double play rating here is a 5 for Carpenter, and double play rating here is a 5 for Urahara. If the 2d6s total less than 5 or 5 or less, it's a double play. However, they total a 7, so that's a fielder's choice. So fielder's choice, and I believe, yep, it was a 6-4 fielder's choice. So Carpenter reaches with 1 out for Johnny Peralta as I drop one of the die. And I'm gonna pause the video while I get the die. All right, Peralta's at bat. That's another one of the perils of playing this game, is you drop your die sometime. 10 is tough, 58. Tough 58 is out of range. 58 is a ground ball to second, so we're checking again for a double play rating. But again, this is now a 10, so that's definitely out of range. So it's another fielder's choice. Another 6-4 fielder's choice. 2 down for Yadier Molina. And we get a 4 and a 50. 4 is tough. Tough 50 for Molina. Only goes to 45 for the hit, so a 50 is a ground ball to third, and that's the third out, so he's going to go straight to first base with the throw. And we finish 7 complete. Score is St. Louis 4 and Chicago 1. Okay, ready for the top of the 8th, and with Schwarber and Rizzo being the 2 of the 3 batters coming up to bat, that's sending 2 lefties, the Cardinals. Mike Matheny has gone to Brett Cecil, a lefty, out of his bullpen. And Schwarber, you wonder if they're going to pinch hit for Schwarber. They may do that because he only hit 171 on the season, but you don't know that going in. So they're going to go ahead and stick with Schwarber. It's an 8, and that's tough. Tough 38 rather, against a lefty. Well, that's a strikeout either way you go, lefty or righty. So Schwarber is out on strikes. Brings up Chris Bryant. That is a 8, which is tough, and a 66 against a lefty. 45 is the range it goes to, so 66 is a ground ball to second. And that's handled over there by Jerko, no problem. 2 down, and now another lefty, Anthony Rizzo, the batter. So what Cecil was brought in to do was to get these lefties. So it's a 7 and a 52. 7 is in play. In play 52 only goes to 28. 52, ground ball to third, handled by Peralta. And definitely doing the job was Brett Cecil. So the Cubs go down in order 1, 2, 3. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. And Koji will go ahead and stay in there and try to see if he can get through the 8th. Here's Stephen Piscotty. That is an 8, which is ballpark, and 45. That's still the in rain or in play category, not the wheelhouse. So in play for Piscotty. And that's a 67. So in play 67 and well out of range is a ground ball to Baez at second base, 1 away. Brings up Jed Jerko. See my finger getting in the way again. All right, 9 is in play, 43. That's out of range. 43 pops up. I'm sorry, 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. So it grounds it back to Koji for out number 2. Brings up Randall Grichuk. Grichuk, a 7 is tough. 26, that's a strikeout. So Koji did his job. 2 shutout innings for Koji. And now we go to the 9th. It is a save situation, so the Cardinals will be bringing on their closer, as Cecil did his job with the lefties, so he is out of there. And they're going to turn it over to Sangwon Oh, who had 20 saves on the season. And he'll be facing, for the Cubbies, take a look at their order. He'll be facing Zobrist, Russell, and Hayward here in the 9th. So Zobrist, switch hitter, against O. And that's an 8, which is tough, and a 10, that's a strikeout. So O gets the first out of the top of the 9th. Here is Addison Russell. Russell, 7 is in play, and an 89. In play 89 is well out of range. 89 is a ground ball to short, handled by Diaz. 2 down, so we're down to the last at bat, Jason Hayward. Last at bat for the Cubs. 4 is ballpark. 78 though is in play, not a wheelhouse. So it's a 65 in play. That's well out of range. It's another ground ball to short. Diaz handles it over to Carpenter, and the ball game is over. So the Cardinals defeat the Cubs by the score of 4-1. Be right back with the totals and a wrap-up. Okay, we'll wrap this thing up. Final line score: the Cardinals 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. For the Cubs, 1 run, 4 hit, no errors, and they left 5 on base. Winning pitcher in relief was Matt Bowman, who went an inning and 2/3 after the rain delay kept Martinez from getting that 5th inning. And actually Martinez was rolling a no-hitter at the time, but the rain got him. And John Lester took the loss to save to O by pitching a scoreless 9th. So there's payoff pitch. 2017 version, a little bit of hybrid, mixing in some of the fast action cards. And like I said, if you had not played payoff pitch before, or had played maybe once a long time ago and gotten away from it, and you want to try to get back in it, now's a good time to do it. The printed sets are on sale for 15% off, and that's you can go to PT Games for that, or just type in payoff pitch on a Google search and it'll go right to it most likely, and you can order through them. Again, as a second reminder, please check out Bleacher Bum Games. I'm sorry, Anthony, if I'm butchering that. I don't have the name, the channel name in front of me. But check out Anthony from Bleacher Bum Gaming, I think is the correct way to call it. And like I said, if you can't find him, just search YouTube under Ferguson Jenkins Payoff Pitch, and it'll come right up, and you can watch his Ferguson Jenkins season replay. Plus he's got some other stuff on there as well for History Maker, not History Maker, but Play.com's Red, White, and Blue Racing, and then also some boxing stuff going on as well. But definitely give his channel a look, and spread the word on the tabletop gaming, no matter which channel you watch, whether it be this one, or whether it be Bleacher Bum Gaming, whether it be Tabletop Plus, whether it be Stratomac Delaware, Combat Painter. I'm sure I'm missing some. Cards and Dice, I think, is another one. I don't have all the list in front of me. I don't know if Espo is still doing anything, but Espo Strat's out there. You can catch some of his older videos. There's a whole bunch of people out there in the gaming community, and of course Steve Towers, After Further Review. Check out that as well. It's a whole plethora of channels out there, so if you want to get back in the hobby, now is a great time to do it. Whether it's this game or another game, it's up to you. Let's go do it from here. Hope everybody has a great day or evening, depending on when you're watching this. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.